Good afternoon, and thank you for being here today. We sincerely appreciate all that you are doing to keep our citizens informed during this COVID-19 circumstance. We want to work very hard to keep you informed and therefore give you the information that you need to keep the Mississippi public informed. It's a partner in this. They have been working diligently to convince their friends and their neighbors to stay home, which is the most important thing that they can do at this time. Emma. Well, that's not a decision for me to make. Obviously the legislature gave the authority to Speaker Gunn and Lieutenant Governor Hoseman to make that decision. I will simply say that in my order that I issued, I did say that we should not gather groups of 10 or more for until at least April the 17th. But again, having come from the legislative side prior to running for and getting elected governor, I know better than most that the rules that govern the legislature is determined by the legislature and only the legislature. And so I'm going to defer to their good judgment. They're both good people, but yes, there is as I mentioned earlier, there is a bit of a method as to why we pushed the school opening, pushed the executive order that was issued with respect to restaurants, etc., back to April the 17th. We think again that we are not at the end of this challenge. We are closer to the beginning. Again, this is an ever-evolving situation. As I stand before you today, I do not see a need for legislation that is time-sensitive. There is going to be a need for legislation, but I mentioned this the other day. In the immediate aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, when power was down in downtown Jackson for 7 or 8 days, I spent a good bit of that time in the very same conference room in this building that I'm in now, working with Governor Barber and his team responding to Hurricane Katrina. The reality is, Governor Barber that occurred on August the 29th. Governor Barber called the legislature back into special session, which of course they weren't in at that time, but he called them in the very last or the second to last day of September. It was almost 4 weeks after the actual one-time event occurred. And the reason for that is it was, I think, 30 or 40 bills were actually proposed and implemented, working with, at that time, Lieutenant Governor Amy Tuck and Speaker Billy McCoy. And so if we had to have a session tomorrow, I couldn't tell them 5 to 10% of the things that really needed to be done from my perspective at this time. Give me 30 days from now, 45 days from now, maybe 60 days from now, once we have a fuller appreciation and understanding of what the Congress has passed, and I'll be able to do that. Thank you all. Appreciate it.